Hey guys, Stan from VLR Stores on. Today I was just going to go over what it's like in the area that I live in, Costa Rica, and a lot of sort of what you've got to expect if you want to sort of live down here permanently or extended period of time. I've seen a lot of people come and go in the time I've been here, and it's pointed out a lot of pros and cons of living here for me. You know, some people don't like some things, and some people love the other things. So, well, first of all, I'll go into some of the great things about the area that everyone loves, and well, I definitely love too. First, I'll go to the beaches. The beaches are awesome. You know, there's so many different types of beaches. You know, a couple of the main beaches in my area, like Dominical Beach, it's pretty dangerous. It's a surface beach. It's meant for surfing. You know, you don't really go there and have a swim. On low tide in summer, yeah, but not in this time of year. It's not. So that's something to be aware of. You know, not every beach is a safe beach, and not every beach is a good surf beach. So we go to other beaches where it's far more calm for the kids and play with that. Also, the waterfalls and the rivers, you know, that's an excellent part of it. They're awesome, you know, but they can change from the seasons as well. You know, in the rainy season, the rivers can, in the middle to the end of the rainy seasons, the rivers tend to start flow a fair bit, you know, and the closest spot to me becomes a bit too intense. It's a bit of a rapid sort of thing. But in January, February, March, it's beautiful, perfect, pristine. But then after that it starts to get too low. It's been dry for too long and it becomes a bit stale. So, you know, it's about half the time where it's good and half the time where it's not so good. But it's cool. We like going for a walk and having a look at it all and seeing the strong force of the water and experiencing Mother Nature. But yeah, then they're probably the two biggest pros, you know, like it's been able to have access to the beach and the rivers so much, you know, and obviously there's a lot of jungle and space around it. That's awesome too. I really like it. But that part that sort of lead me into a kind of some people don't like the isolation, you know, they like it in theory, but then they get here and realize it's a little bit too much, you know, it's a little bit too disconnected from the main world from me. And you know, that's fair enough. Everyone has their own way of life and ways that they like to do things. So, you know, if you like a lot of hustle and bustle and things moving around a lot, this is probably not the place. But I'm sure anyone considering Costa Rica is coming down here to chill out, so it's not a big one. Another one is the wildlife is a massive pro as well. You see so many beautiful birds and monkeys and sloths, but it also leads into another con. Like a lot of people don't like the insects and snakes and that sort of stuff. So actually seen a lot of people not enjoy their time down here from the insects. You know, it's people have lived here a few years. There's something about it. It's like the first year they get you, and then they just stop. Like I sleep outside sometimes, and they don't bite me at all. But my first year I did, and I've got some friends who've just arrived and they're getting bitten like crazy. So if you can gut that one out, it gets better. It doesn't last forever, but it is a bit tough at the first year. So just be prepared, you know. We always had long sleeve t-shirts and long sleeve pants, but thin ones. So you don't get bitten and it's still kind of cool. And then we just put citronella on our wrists and our elbows and neck, and that sort of did the job, you know. Some would get past, but if we were onto it, it was pretty cool. And we had an open house for the first time we were here. Another big one is cars. Cars are a nightmare down here. There's nothing close to a pro about a car down here. It's just, you can have so much troubles. Like, pretty much unless you buy a brand new car, you're probably going to go to the mechanic. Like, I've got friends that have got 5-year-old cars that still go to the mechanics a lot. Like, it's just, they're hard. The roads are not great. The mechanics aren't too great. You know, you can find a couple of good ones, but there's a lot of them around, and I'd say 5 to 10% are good, and then the rest are sort of average, and then you get some horrible ones. But so that's something to play in mind. I always say to people, allow that in your budget. You know, unless you're getting a brand new car, if you're getting something under 20 grand, you've sort of got to allow to be going to the mechanic. So allow that in your budget. If you're a $5,000 car, you know, you don't get much for $5,000. You're looking at a 30-year-old car, so it's part of it. I put rent I put my accommodation at close to the same price as owning a car down here with a family and all that. That's with gas and all the tyres and all that blah blah. But yeah, so if you don't have a family and kids, I actually recommend coming down and just not having a car for a while and get to know the place and get to know a few things, and then get a car once you're a bit more savvy down here. Yeah, and another thing, there's for young families down here, like it's awesome. It's so great for young kids under like before schooling age. They have so much fun. It's a perfect place to be. But I'm starting to see a lot of my friends, and I've seen a fair few friends go back to the States from this and back to England, wherever they're from, is the schooling option. Some people come down thinking they'd like to homeschool when their kids are real young, and then kids get older, they realise it's not for them, and then they've moved into an area that's not really suitable for their schooling needs. There's no real good expat school around, so they end up going to a little local village, and it just doesn't, it's not quite good enough. So I've seen a few people go home from that. So if you're going to homeschool, I think prepare yourself mentally, because it's easy to idealize things, and it's a challenge. Homeschooling is a challenge. Like, it's rewarding and it's great. I love it. But to say it doesn't test me and challenge me, that would be a lie. Like, so be aware of that. That's another huge thing. So the idea of this video was just to sort of point out, that Costa Rica is awesome. There's so many good things about it, but it's the same as everywhere. There's cons against it too, so just put that into your decision before you come down here, and don't let it deter you, but just be aware of it, because then you won't be surprised by it and you'll enjoy yourself more. Alright guys, I hope this little bit of information helps with your decision to move to Costa Rica or come for an extended vacation. Alright guys, till next time.